Welcome back to our pregame.
Dave's been a member of the basketball team for 4 years and is being escorted by his parents, Pete Jonke and Leah Bayer. Dane plans to attend college and majoring in business. Dane Jonke. Braden Thomas. Dave's been a member of the basketball team for 3 years and is being escorted by his parents, James and Teresa Thomas. Braden's future plans are undecided at this time. Braden Thomas. Mike Gunn, who is a senior member of the basketball team but is not present here tonight. Mike has been a member of the basketball team for 1 year and plans to attend Slippery Rock University and major in physical education. Mike will also be joining the Slippery Rock men's baseball team to continue his athletic career. And now our senior cheerleaders. J.C. Conti. J.C. has been a cheerleader for 4 years and is being escorted by her parents, Luke Conti and Tressa and Joe Chester. J.C. plans to attend the University of Alabama and major in nursing. J.C. Conti. Mallory Burgess. Mallory has been a cheerleader for 4 years and is being escorted by her parents, Brian and Wendy Burgess. Mallory plans to attend Marietta College and major in early education and special education. Mallory will also be joining the Marietta College Pioneer softball team to continue her athletic career. Mallory Burgess.
Rob, are you guys going to be able to hear us? Can you? All right.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
About to bring gold back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
And how sweet it is! A state gold medal for the Union Scotties!
And the Mechanic Lancers are your 2A softball champions. The trophy lifted high.
The 10th seed Union Scotties are WPIAL champions.
Not a Cinderella story, a championship story here.
And your 2023 WPIAL 2A Girls Champion, the Shenango Wildcats.
The pitch from Bruce, here it comes. Look at this! Union wins it! The Union Scotties have rallied to win the WPIAL Championship.
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
Working down inside, and alley-oop, the young gun.
She'll strike it. And score!
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martin.
Tonight, it is a Section 1 championship matchup live from Union High School. It's high school basketball on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Tonight, Union and Rochester, a pair of 7-1 teams in Section 1 of 1A boys basketball, will do battle. The winner tonight will claim the section title. Union already has a win over Rochester earlier this season. Eric Thomas and Tim Continenza with you here tonight. Tonight's broadcast at lcsportsnet.com is brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, MVP Insurance, Luxembourg Garbett Kelly and George, Castle Asphalt, the Newcastle Transit Authority, Madur Bonner Law, Penn Ohio Bottled Water, Gem Builders Incorporated, Health and Motion Physical Therapy, Pontius Insurance, Doran Concrete, The Red Zone, Works in Progress, City Rescue Mission, something for your wall photography, the Tri-County Principals Association, the Union Area Education Association, and the Union Volunteer Fire Department, as well as the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Well, Tim, this is a huge matchup. Union took the first meeting 50-36 earlier this season. Since then, Rochester has not lost a game. They're trying to get revenge here tonight, and if they do, and they end up tied for a title, we'll see how that goes. If Union wins, they're going to be the section champs. Simple as that. They would have 2 wins over Rochester.
Oh, yeah, without question. It's a huge night, and we're about to get the introductions done now. So, but, yeah, I expect to see nothing but a terrific game between these two schools here as it's time for the lights down, and I guess we should just let the – nope, there it goes. I thought maybe I was going to say it's kind of early for the introduction. But needless to say, Rochester, of course, coming in at 13-5 overall, 7-1 in section play. As you mentioned, the Rams won their last 5 games and 10 of their last 11. And that one loss coming to Union at home, a 50-36 loss. The last time these two schools met, senior Xavier Rigby and Javen Hemer each scored 7 points. So I think that's going to be really key tonight here for Union, is to see if they can, again, keep them under double digits.
Yeah, good balance for Union in the middle quarters of that game where they really took control of it, and they got good balance in their scoring that night, too. Lucas Stanley with 16, more on him in a second, and Braylon Thomas with 15. Union's won 7 of 8, 5 in a row. They've won those 5 by an average of 27 points a game. One of the biggest reasons why Lucas Stanley, he has been on a tear his last 3 games, scoring 40, 24, and 36 points.
Yeah, and not a surprise. Lucas can go off at any time. He's averaging 22.5 points this season, 7 rebounds. He's shooting 85% from the line. So he's doing it from all different parts of the court. Not only is he getting rebounds and starting fast breaks or even taking himself coast to coast, he's able to hit the threes. He's able to dish the ball. he's able to get his teammates involved. He's really been a focal point, the junior here this season for Union. But you add in the leaders of this senior-slated team. A lot of them didn't get a lot of playing time last year with the big team that they had, but they've seen some time. And then you have someone like a Braylon Thomas, a great athlete, who's done great this year, again, averaging almost 14 points a game, 3 bounds, and shooting almost 65% from the free-throw line.
Xavier Rigby, the big gun for Rochester, averaging just under 20 points a game. They get a lot of contributions also from Javen Hemmer and also from Jaden Norman, 2 of the guys we'll see in the starting lineup tonight. It's a Rochester team. Don't forget, 3 years ago now, they were 0-21. And then all of a sudden, Sean Keaton showed up, and this team started competing for WPIAL titles. And they do have the better overall record at 13-5. Both teams are going to be safe in the tournament. It's a matter of who wins the section here tonight. But we're going to see one of the best scorers in the WPIAL and Rigby on display here tonight as well.
Yeah, it's going to be really key here tonight when you look at what Union did, though. But, I mean, the teams that Union played in non-conference is really impressive. You got Shenango, you got Central Valley, you got Blackhawk, you got Avonworth, you got Riverside, Westinghouse. They really had a great challenge this year of some of the schools they played to prepare for section play. It's worked well. They're 7-1.
All right, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, we will talk to Union head coach Mark Stanley. That comes your way next as the pregame show rolls on here from Union High School, getting you set for the Section 1 title game tonight between Union and Rochester. This is boys high school basketball on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Madure and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Xenia Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Welcome back to our pregame show, an opportunity to talk to Mark Stanley and to take a moment and just talk about where you're at, 7-1, at the top of the section, and this big game against Rochester, who comes in at 7-1.
I'm very proud of the kids because the schedule we had early on, we took some beatings on the court, and we were able to keep our heads above water. And I kept telling them, we get into section play, we're going to be fine. Well, then we lost our first game. And then you're thinking, you're worried about their psyche, but the kids, gathered themselves. We got a good win down Rochester, and they've put themselves in a position to be playing for a section championship, which I think is pretty cool.
As you mentioned, you had a tough schedule, and then you were waiting to get into the section, and obviously it kind of panned out the way you would hope. Just talk about your team in general. What was maybe the one or two things that you've seen most improvement throughout the season that has led them to this opportunity?
I think we're playing very unselfish. We're getting guys the ball. Braylon and Lucas are our two main guys that have the ball time. I think Braylon leads it by being so unselfish. I think we're working harder. Dane Jonke's been playing great for us on the boards, defensively. So everybody's sort of found their roles. They've accepted them. And, when you have a team that's that and unselfish, it's fun to coach, and it makes things a lot easier, and they can see they're getting success from it. So, like I said, hopefully it continues.
You mentioned Dane Jonke and what he has done for you this year. And obviously, he's seen some playing time over the last couple of years, but talk about what he brings to the club and what his membership means to this team.
Well, Dane's long. He's athletic. He's wiry. He's not as big as a lot of the guys he goes against, but he battles them. Defensively, he's smart. When he switches off, he can guard a guard or a big, like I said, and he'll score a little bit. He'll hit free throws. Some games he'll have 10, 12. Some he'll have 6. It doesn't matter. And he's our second leading rebounder. So, like I said, he's really the one that has helped us turn the corner, because from the game at Swickley Academy, after that game, he's really, really played well.
Another player I wanted to mention and just get your thoughts on was Grayson Blakely and what he brings to your club. Obviously, he had a nice year so far.
Yeah, just solid. I mean, fun to watch him play. Fun watching him play football. Always in the right place at the right time. Never changes his expression. Gets after it. Doesn't get too high. Doesn't get too low. Listen, he's fun to coach. He does. He's got good wit. Very smart. Going to be an engineer. So, like I said, he figures things out, and he's had a really good year for us. So, like I said, he's one of those pieces that are fitting in perfectly.
Talk about Rochester tonight. What do you expect to see out of them, and what are some of the keys for you tonight?
Well, down there, I thought we did pretty well on their two leading scorers. I'm sure they're going to try to get Rigby off the mark, which is smart because he can play. We did a really good job. I thought we were able to frustrate him down there. But I know Coach Keaton's going to be ready for, we gimmicked him, and, we're not going to hold back. We're going to see what happens again. We got to keep him from getting off the mark, because if he gets off the mark, he can carry him, and he gets everybody else involved. And the Hemer kid is big inside. So, like I said, definitely got to worry about those two.
In your starting five tonight?
Well, we'll be going with all seniors. Rocco Galmarini, Grayson, Gettings, Mike Gunn's absent. He will not be here. Braylon and and Dane Jonke. Almost forgot that one. So, yeah, 5 seniors will go. Lucas Stanley will come off the bench, but we'll play accordingly because we'll let the seniors get their start. It's their night.
Congratulations on the season. Have fun tonight, and best of luck.
Thank you.
That's Coach Mark Stanley, and we'll be back right after this.
Tired of gasoline costs? Why drive? Let the Newcastle Transit Authority take you where you want to go. Serving the city of Newcastle and stops throughout Lawrence County, as well as weekday service to Pittsburgh. Public transportation just makes sense. Why drive when you can relax and ride? For more information or for route schedules, log on to newcastletransit.org. The Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And remember, senior citizens ride free.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's healthy home programs are the key to safer living.
And welcome back to the pregame show here at Union High School, Covelli Fieldhouse, as we get you set for this matchup tonight between Rochester and Union. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, and they are brought to you, as always, by Doran Concrete, laying the foundation for your team. Don't let just anybody lay that foundation for your home or business. Visit doranconcrete.com for your free estimate today. For Rochester, they will start a 5 of these guys. It'll be the guards in the backcourt. Antonio Laurie, the 5'9 junior. He'll be joined by Jaden Norman, the 5'9 senior. And Xavier Rigby, who we talked about earlier tonight, one of the leading scorers in the WPIAL, just under 20 a game. The 6-foot senior rounds out the backcourt. In the front court, it's Javen Hemmer, 6'4 junior, and Brady Gorman, a 6'4 senior, at the other post position. For Union, you heard Mark Stanley mention it in the pregame interview with Tim. They're going to go all seniors tonight, meaning Lucas Stanley is off the bench. And a side note, if you didn't hear him say it, Mike Gunn not here tonight, so we'll talk about how that impacts their bench here in a minute. But it'll be a backcourt of Rocco Galmarini, 6-foot senior, Braylon Thomas, the 6'2 senior. Of course, everybody knows his prowess on the football court, having a great basketball season as well. Andrew Gettings, the 6-foot senior, Dane Jonke, and Grayson Blakely round out the starting 5. Well, the big news there, obviously, is, okay, Stanley comes off the bench. Teams do that for senior night anyway. That's not a big deal. Mike Gunn's absence, though, might be a bit of an issue tonight if this gets into the bench.
I agree. It's a scenario where you would love to have that player who's, gives you the depth on your bench and gives you energy. We've seen him really just play good quality defense at times and barely score, and we've seen him where he's able to lead on a break and get some easy baskets and actually pass the ball inside, get it into Braylon, get it into Stanley, and see what they can do with the ball. So, yeah, I agree. I think you're going to look for somebody else to step up here tonight that's coming off the bench. Obviously, like you said, a little special scenario where Stanley's not starting, but understandable on a senior night. But we can look for, possibly Keeley and Eckert, to make appearances and maybe get some significant minutes with the minus of Gunn.
You mentioned Jordan Keeley there. The fact that Rochester can throw that size at Union too, we'll see if that's somebody that Mark Stanley goes to off the bench early. He is 6'2". That's a look at your starting lineups, brought to you by Doran Concrete. When it comes to your residential or commercial concrete services, you need a team you can rely on. Call Doran Concrete for your free estimate today. Visit them online as well at doranconcrete.com. Our keys to the game for tonight. Call Joe Wright, 724-714-4294 to discuss your next painting project with Works in Progress Paint Services. And we'll actually get to those in 1 second. Listen in on tonight's national anthem here from Union High School. excellent job here in presentation for the anthem here tonight at Union High School. Of course, they'll drop the lights here in a minute for the starting lineups, which is one of the most fun visuals you'll get in Lawrence County. But let's talk about the keys to the game. I think we kind of already sort of touched on it. Rigby obviously scoring for Rochester, and you heard Mark Stanley make it a focal point. They want to slow him down tonight. And for Union, give me a couple keys what you think they need to do to wrap this section up tonight.
I think more than anything, they're going to limit the turnovers and limit the Rochesters to one shot. Get some big, easy rebounds and get back into transition or run in your offense. If you can eliminate their ability to get on the boards and get extra shots, that will be a big deal.
Certainly will be. Again, the starting fives for both sides. Laurie, Norman, Hemmer, Rigby, and Gorman for Rochester. They are 13-5, 7-1 in section play, led by Sean Keaton, who came over from New Brighton a couple of seasons ago and made this team an instant contender, averaging 57 a game, giving up just under 51 a game. And for Union, 11-9 overall, 7-1 in the section. Mark Stanley, his team averaging 61 a game, giving up about 52. They've made 139 threes on the season. It's Galmarini, Thomas, Gettings, Jonke, and Blakely. And again, Lucas Stanley will be off the bench tonight to honor the seniors, as they'll go with their starting five of all seniors here tonight for the Scotties. We're a week away from the WPIAL tournament. We got you a section title game here tonight. Section title games all over the map the rest of this week. And it's essentially the second season starting this week with this game right here tonight to determine who is going to win Section 1 in boys single A basketball, as Union will be in the home whites dotted with the royal blue, and Rochester in the navy with the white and the grays on the visiting side. Braylon Thomas and Javen Hemmer going to jump it up for both sides. And we are set to go here between Union and Rochester. Second meeting this season. First one won by the Scotties, and it's Rochester to start things off the tip. They will fire the three right away, and draining that is Jaden Norman. And the Rams get off to the 3-0 lead.
Yeah, they get it right into the corner, and an opportunity with a good look.
First foul going to be on Rochester. That'll be on Laurie. Thomas in the backcourt to start things for the Scotties. Trying to stay hot. Mentioned that they've won these last five by almost 28 a game. 27.4 to be exact. There is a three off the start. No good by Galmarini, but the rebound controlled by Thomas and the Scotties.
Yeah, that's going to be important. Getting that offensive board and giving themselves extra opportunities at the hole.
Little floater by Braylon is no good. Got his own board, kicks it out. Three-pointer on the way by Blakely is no good. Loose ball controlled again by the Scotties. Back to Thomas with almost a minute gone here in the opening quarter. Thomas, a pull-up three-pointer on the way. No. Union started somewhat cold, and we're controlling the glass there, but Rochester's going to get away with that one, and then a little pick down the floor, and Hemmer gets his first two of the night, and it's 5-0 Rams.
And a good release there by Hemmer as he went right down the lane for that easy two.
Blakely in the corner again. They set him up, and he knocks it down this time.
Blakely with a nice answer there. All alone in the corner. Grayson puts it down.
It's Laurie running things for the point for Rochester. Corner three, in and out that time by Norman. And a little bump from behind, no call that time as Galmarini got across half court. Mark Stanley wasting no time as Lucas Stanley is at the scorer's table ready to check in. Galmarini, now Thomas with 5:46 to go. Good ball movement here by the Scotties on this trip. Jonke kicks it over near side. Three-pointer on the way by Gettings off the mark, and Rochester the rebound.
Nice shot. He had good look at it. It just didn't fall from a little too strong there for Jonke, but that's what they're looking for. Clean looks from long distance. They're shooting over 30% this year from the distance.
Inside, little off balance that time. Gorman, but the putback is good.
That was Hemer that got the putback.
7-3 Rochester early on. The other way, Blakely, high three, hit the top of the backboard, and a foul coming up on Galmarini. First on Union, and Lucas Stanley will check in for Galmarini.
Yeah.
It's the catch-22 there with these senior lineups, and you have a guy like Stanley who's been hot. How much time does he go without being in the game? Jockey knocks that out of bounds.
Obviously, they gave him the first, 3 minutes to get established, see what they could get. I mean, obviously, you want to give your seniors an opportunity to be recognized and have that start on a special night like this. But like even Coach Stanley said, he was going to be game situation depending on how fast he would get Lucas in the game.
Murray up there midcourt, 4:45 to go in the first quarter. 4-point lead for Rochester. Rams trying to even the season series with Union. See what happens the rest of the way if they can get a Union slip up somewhere if they win tonight. Off balance and going to the line for two is Norman.
Yeah, Norman made a nice cut there, guy back to the left side, back door, got the pass and just was unable to finish. He had to alter his shot, but he got fouled, and he's at the line shooting two.
First one rims in. Norman's got 4. And that went out, and there is Thomas flying in for the rebound for the Union. Blakely had it, but had to go low to get it. Now it's Stanley. Pull up 3 on the way. No. Rebound. Jockey. Nice little pass inside and laying it up and in is Blakely.
Yeah, there's the two seniors working together. Getting the big rebound and then seeing the opening and the slash there of Blakely to get the 2 points.
Blakely's got all 5 for Union here in the first quarter. These two teams will be in the single A tournament in the WPIAL starting next week. There's Rigby off balance, the little fade, no good. Rebound, Hemer between traffic, and he lays it in. He has been busy early on with 6. Stanley, foul on jumper, no. Rebound, and it is ripped away by Norman. Up ahead, Rigby lays it in.
And transition baskets here for Rochester, doing really well, getting easy points. 6 of their 12 points came on transitions.
Thomas, 3-pointer on the way, no. Rebound, Blakely, foul.
Blakely, you listened to our pregame, Mark Stanley said it seems to have the knack to always be in the right place at the right time. We've seen that here in the first quarter with his 5 points, that offensive bound and going up and getting fouled.
Foul is on Rigby. That is the second on Rochester. Braylon Thomas ran over to the bench for a moment. Gets it off the inbound with 3:07 to go. Stanley kicks it out. Blakely, now Jonkey. Thomas under 3 to go. Hands it off Blakely, now Jonkey. It's again good ball movement by Union. Stanley has it in his hands again with 2:44 to go. Rochester fans applauding the defensive effort. Gettings. Blakely 3 on the way. No. Rebound. Rigby.
Right now, the shot's just not quite falling on a consistent basis here for Union. Getting good looks, just a little too strong on the strokes.
Hamer flips it over to Rigby with 2:15 to go in the first. Rigby pull up Jay on the way. No. Rebound tipped out of there by Gorman, and that is out of bounds and over to Union with 2:09 to go in the first quarter. Thomas will let some run out there with the ball and then pick it up, and that shot off the mark once again.
Yeah, Lucas just did a little turnaround J inside, unable to connect on that, a little short on that turnaround jumper.
Rochester controlling the glass early on. Hemer inside on Jonke, goes up in a double team. That one tapped out of there by Thomas. Rebound for Union. Thomas the other way through traffic. No. Rebound Gorman.
And Thomas a little out of control, rolling to his left side. Didn't really have a shot, but didn't have a trailer to give him the ball to. So he just took it, and it just went high off the boards.
80 seconds to go in the quarter. Inside Hemer. Good defense by Jonke, and that really altered the shot there as Thomas collects another rebound. Up ahead it goes Blakely. Blakely, top of the circle. It is Stanley, short, and that went into the hands of Norman. Union just can't get a bucket to fall here. Blakely still has all 5 points. Under a minute to go in the first.
They've had quite a few offensive and defensive rebounds to put them in good situations.
Laurie playing some clock here. Ribby, no. Rebound Gorman kicks it back out. They can waste more time. Norman with 35 to go. Now in motion, whips it in there for Gorman. It's out of bounds, back to Union.
And that's the turnover that Union needs. Now they just got to run a set play here. Something that they familiar with. Even if it's running the motion offense just to see if you can find the right cutter or maybe get Stanley inside the paint, see if he can do what he normally has done. We're down about 15 seconds left here in the quarter.
12 to go. Stanley with it. Quiet early on, down to 5. Stanley. Thomas down to 3. Pull up 3 on the way. No. Rebound Hemer, and that's how the quarter's going to end. Good effort by Rochester in the first 8 minutes. They control Union 12-5. We'll take a timeout, come back with the second quarter after this. You're watching boys high school basketball on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale-Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
When injuries get you sidelined, don't trust just anyone to get you back on the field. Visit Health in Motion Physical Therapy in Shenango Township. They want to get you back to the top of your game as quickly as possible with certified orthopedic and manual therapies. At Health in Motion, you receive quality one-on-one time with a board-certified physical therapist. Get the next generation of physical therapy to help in your recovery. Health in Motion is the first PT clinic in Western Pennsylvania to use the Nuvie, the neurobioelectric stimulator, in their therapies. Their technologies can reduce your time on the sideline from 3 or 4 weeks to just 3 or 4 days. Don't wait for months to see improvement. Notice a difference after your first visit to Health in Motion, keeping you moving.
Tenenza with you, 12-5. Rochester in front through 8. And they did a good job on the glass in that first quarter as well. But Union's shots, that's the story of the first quarter. They just were not falling.
No, they weren't. And that's really something that they can improve on here in the second quarter. They've had plenty of opportunities, plenty of good looks. They need just to make good strokes on the ball and get it into the net.
Jonke alone, but pitches it over to Thomas to start things here in the second. Gettings, pull-up jumper, got that one to go. Union starts the scoring here in the second and cut it to 5. Gettings' first bucket of the night. Rochester controlled the glass in the first quarter, 11-8. That's a big reason why. Hemer inside. He's got 8 already for the Rams, 8 of the 14.
Yeah, really patrolling inside the paint. Done a nice job either on fast breaks or dishes into him.
Thomas again, another miss. Hemer tipped that out of bounds, but saved.
Laurie making the save.
There is Rigby the other way. A lot of contact, and he hits the deck. First foul of the second quarter on Union. That's going to be on Braylon Thomas, his first. Rigby looks okay. First one off the mark for Rigby. Got the second one. He's got 3. It's an 8-point lead for Rochester. We played a minute here in the second. Gettings inside to Stanley. Jonke cuts across that lane and kicks it out to Thomas. Braylon into the corner. Blakely lost the handle, back to Thomas. They are not giving Stanley any room. Blakely has it. He fires another one, rattles around and out. Thomas the rebound, couldn't reposition himself, does, and then puts it back in for his first points of the night.
Yeah, good positioning underneath there by Thomas, making an adjustment to that ball that went in and out there for Blakely. But in the bottom line is he got that rebound and was able to put it in.
Inside, Gorman turns and scores.
What a nice dish there by Laurie.
They've tried that a couple times, that time successful. Back to 8 with 5:58 to go in the first half. And Thomas throws that one away as Galmarini will come back in for Union. Andrew Gettings will take a seat. And that Union bench short tonight without Mike Gunn, who...
And I think we're seeing some of the effects of that.
I would tend to agree with you. Norman and Laurie. Laurie doing a nice job of running the point here. Knifes through the defense. Floater off the window, no, and right away, Galmarini a rebound. There comes Stanley in transition. They poke it away from him. Gorman the other way. Gorman all the way, fouled, and he'll get 2 from the line with 5:21 to go in the half. Second foul on Union here in the quarter, and that's going to be on Galmarini, and that'll be his second.
Yeah, he just couldn't get in front of him fast enough. Just never had position, and in the process, that will send Gorman to the line, shooting 2.
And a high arcing form. First one is good. Gettings back in. Galmarini
biggest lead of the night so far.
Yeah, pounds that chair as he goes to the bench. Second one good as well. Yeah,
10-point lead here for Rochester.
Gorman's going to take a seat. Dom Guido is into the game for Rochester, number 21. Thomas, good crossover, gets that one to roll home.
That's what they need, a little penetration in the ball to actually fall for them. They've had some opportunities inside the paint, just nothing was falling for them early in the game.
8-point lead, timeout called by Sean Keaton. None of that is going to be by. Let me catch who they called the timeout by, let's see.
I believe it's Rochester's.
That is Rochester's first timeout.
And as the Pontus Insurance timeout, make sure to take the timeout to save money on your insurance. Give agents Dan Pontus, Jessica Ditz, and Tracy Giddings a call today and get started. Or visit them online at pontusinsurance.com.
8-point lead for Rochester. This clash for what could be the Section 1 title here tonight. Obviously, both teams at 7-1. So Rochester would win tonight, and they would go up a game. If Union wins tonight, they are going to be your section champs. They have a 2-game lead and tiebreakers with head-to-head, so that is big. They trail by 8 now. Stanley knocks that away. Stays with Rochester with 4:49 to go in the half. And off the inbound, and losing control of it was Norman.
And never had control. Ball goes out of bounds on the baseline, and here comes Union, trailing by 8. See what they choose to do. Braylon looking at Coach Stanley. Coach Stanley's like, just get out there. You know what to do.
Hands it off Stanley. Pull-up jumper on the way. Got it. First one tonight for Lucas Stanley.
And that might just settle him down coming off the bench. A little unfamiliar for him tonight. Did it a lot last season, but this year has been a consistent starter here for the Scotties.
Good denial by Blakely, and then Stanley puts his hand in there and knock it away. However, Norman is able to keep it alive and get the bucket. 6 for him. Pace picks up a little bit. Thomas bounces off Norman. Fade away. No. Rebound Norman.
4 minutes left in the quarter.
Heamer inside to Rigby. Runner off the window is good. He is a slick player. And very good moving without the ball. Stanley off balance and Heamer the rebound. 10-point lead for Rochester. 3.5 to go in the first half. Rams have led the entire way. Heamer cutting to the bucket, and the denial by Stanley. Jonke hands it off Thomas. Inside, Union had numbers, but Heamer catches up, and then they deny Stanley, and then he and Heamer wrestle around for it.
And tie-up called, and it'll go Rochester's way on the arrow.
Gorman is back in.
Yeah, I think what you had there is a scenario where just kind of gun shy with an open 3 there for Gettings. Didn't want to take it. And allowed the defense to catch up.
Three minutes to go in the first half. Gorman, now Laurie. Heamer in the corner. And Stanley not letting him have anything on that baseline and causing the travel.
And that's exactly what they need. Good defense, cause some turnovers, and just, play Union basketball. They're not used to trailing this much early in the second quarter, or three-fourths of a quarter. But this is the scenario where all they got to do is run their offense the way they have done most of the year and take the open shots when they're available.
Landon Eckert's into the game for Union, number 22. He's got it in his hands, fires a 3, no. That one grazed the side.
I think he had a little piece of that one that caused that deflection to be short and go into the right of the hoop.
2:25 to go first half. Still a 10-point lead for Rochester. Laurie gets it across half court. Now it's Gorman. Back to Laurie. Heamer goes right around Thomas, off balance. They are doing a good job at altering Heamer's shots, and then a little cross-lane pass picked off by Eckert. The other way, it's Blakely for 3. No. Eckert the rebound out to Thomas. Cranks it up again. No. Rebound Stanley. Turns, got through traffic, contact, foul, and it's a jump ball called. And Union's going to keep possession with 1:54 to go.
Well,
Galmarini is back in for Eckert. Interesting no foul call there as they get it into Stanley. Turns twice, and it's fouled by Gorman this time.
And that'll put Stanley at the line. But yeah, you know what? They've been consistent, though. They've been allowing some contact and allowing the play to flow tonight. They have not swallowed little whistles, but they've allowed some more physical play than what maybe either team's been used to this year.
Stanley good on the first attempt. Lucas averaging 21, almost 22 a game, and he is near automatic from the line at 85%, makes both. Union creeps a little closer here at 8 with 1:46 to go.
Last time down, they caused the turnover on the travel. See if they can get another either defensive stop here.
Deep three by Rigby, no. Gorman skying for that rebound, kicks it out to
Offensive
Laurie.
bounds here for Rochester, giving them second looks have been really crucial here in the last 2 quarters.
Rochester's still in control on the glass here in the first half. Norman has it taken away by Stanley. Good defense by Stanley the other way. Foul! They're gonna wave it off.
Charge.
Yep. Gonna wave that off. They say Stanley, too much contact. And we'll go the other way with 1:19 to go.
I mean, Derner Bonner Law, change of possession.
They switched that.
Well, they did. They did point that way originally, didn't they? Yes, they did switch it.
So Stanley is going to shoot one. Gets the front, and he'll get this. Well, they gave him the bucket, too.
So yeah, they must have given a
3-point play. That official definitely signaled charge initially.
Right.
So Stanley, the 3-point play, gets Union to within 5. He's had a big second quarter.
That's a huge opportunity for Union to catch him with 3. Now Laurie at the line here for Rochester.
Scoreless tonight, will stay such. 70 seconds to go in the quarter. Oh, what a big turn of events that was. That ref down on that far side.
He missed them both.
He did miss both. He signaled block and then pointed the other way like it was a charge. That's why there was the confusion there. As Thomas gets it out, Stanley, and he left his feet.
Yeah.
And the
He
travel.
had to go up high to get that, and then when he came down, he lost his pivot, and then it caused the travel. Just under a minute here to play.
Under a minute to go now with Norman and Hemer. These two teams slugging it out. Rigby picks it up, goes to the bucket. Contact
That little
there.
play there where they go to the left side and then get to the corner of the line, going down the lane, has been very effective here for the Rams.
33 seconds to go. Thomas in the lane. Little floater is good. 6 for Braylon. 5-point lead again. 24 seconds to go in the half. And Stanley almost a steal. Norman has to give it up. 13 to go. Rigby. No. Rebound. Hemer inside. Off balance. No. Rebound. Tipped around. Got a foul.
They're going to get this on Thomas, I believe. Yes. So that's the second on Thomas.
It is, and the third on Union here with 5.9 seconds left. Gettings into the game for Thomas. Hemer turns it over. Blakely, they got to hurry. Down to 2 seconds. Stanley fires just inside half court. In and out. At the buzzer, Union. Strong second quarter to work their way back in this game. They outscore Rochester 15-8, rather 15-13 in the second quarter to get back in this game and only trail by 5 at the half. We'll have our halftime show coming up next. LGKG halftime show, your insurance company not always on your side. Law offices of Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George R. Visit them online, lgkg.com, for a free consultation. We'll recap the scoring and get you ready for the second half. After this, you're watching live coverage of boys high school basketball on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP. Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all the Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team, school, and family in how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for business and homeowners in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is to provide a meaningful service that honors their customer, God, and their family, and to have fun while doing it. Works in Progress is now booking interior painting projects for both residential and commercial projects. Call Joe today at 724-714-4294 to discuss your next project.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
Right now, someone very special needs your help. This is Jack Lynn, CEO of City Rescue Mission. No one is beyond God's love and care. One person's life can affect another. Though you may never meet this person, you can make a difference in his or her life. Hurting men and women in our community desperately need food, shelter, and physical and spiritual care. Some are struggling with abuse and addiction. They feel alone, unloved, and forgotten. Individual, caring people provide their hope. You can help change the lives of men, women, and children. Visit cityrescuemission.org and help us today.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Madure and David Verratti want to provide you with a level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of the locations in Xenia Leopold or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win. Proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Halftime here at Covelli Fieldhouse. Eric Thomas, Tim Continenza with you. 25-20 Rochester in front of Union. This is the LGKG halftime show. Let their law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers guide you through the legal process. Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. Let's look at the scoring recap in the first half. That is brought to you by Gem Builders Incorporated, master builders and craftsmen, family-owned and operated general contractors for 4 generations. Their extensive construction experience, design capabilities, and creative process allow them to help any project and meet any challenge. Building the community for over 70 years, visit gembuilders.com for more information. For Rochester in the first half, they were led by Javen Heemer with 8. Xavier Rigby had 7, 4 for Brady Gorman, 6 for Jaden Norman. Antonio Laurie got the start and did not score. Also saw Jeremiah Haskins in the first half. He played but did not score, as did Dom Guido. For Union, they were led in the first half by Lucas Stanley, who had 7, all of them coming in the second quarter. 5 for Grayson Blakely, 6 for Braylon Thomas, 2 for Andrew Gettings. Rocco Galmarini has not scored yet. He has been beset by foul trouble. Dane Jonke also on the floor but did not score, and Landon Eckert played in the first half and did not score. Well, all things considered, Union, I mean, they couldn't buy a bucket in the first 8 minutes. Second quarter look a lot better, but they got to get better on the glass. They're getting outworked right now, 19-12 on the rebounds.
Yeah, and early in the game they were doing well on the rebound. As a matter of fact, they had about 5 or 6 different looks early in the game on one possession, but none of them fell down, and then it led to a fast break. One of 6 easy points there for Heemer, just as they, were able to outlet it to him, and he just took it right down the lane for easy 2s. And that really made the difference, I thought, for Rochester here today, is they've been able to really survive some of the pressure at times Union's offense has put on them, and then turn it into quick points offensively, outlet it down the court and being able to be successful. And I thought that was really some of the keys and why they have the 5-point lead here at half.
Let's take a look at what we got coming at you the rest of the week here. We got a busy week still to come. Thursday night, girls basketball. It is a section title game between the Shannock and Beaver Falls. That's at 6:30. That game is at Beaver Falls. Lee and Jay Moon will have a call for you on that game. And then Friday night, we got a boys doubleheader. The Shannock taking on Mohawk. That is at Mohawk. Myself and Ty Polk will be there for you with a 7:30 tip in that one. Mohawk trying to stay hot as they close out the regular season. And then you potentially have a big one with James Dotson at Newcastle, Seneca Valley, a 7:30 tip against Newcastle. Newcastle fighting for their life tonight against Pine Richland.
Yeah.
And they need to win that game, otherwise they're going to be out of playoff contention.
Yeah, and that's just a weird statement to make after all the years during the Ralph Blundo era that they have always been a Whipple contender. And they've literally been to so many finals, I can't even remember how many, but it's just a ridiculous amount, and it's a success that they've had. So we'll try to get you an update on that as soon as we get one. And I also want to give a quick shout out to Cindy Hodil, who is our student producer here tonight for Union, doing a great job here tonight, leading our ways here for tonight's broadcast. So it's going to be important to see exactly what Coach Blundo can do. I seen him last night over at Neshannock catching the girls game over there. So obviously, anytime you can watch basketball, you never know what you may come up with on your own.
Couple big games, yep. Rest of the way, that Newcastle game last week against Central Catholic, I mean, you almost feel, and I understand in the position we're in, but you almost feel bad. They've done the work. They've beaten the top team in their section twice. And what he's been able to do, Coach Blundo has been able to do, and then for them to not possibly be able to get in the playoffs. This is the drawback of having 6 classifications is the fact there's only 4 teams that go. So, I mean,
right.
In 6A, so it's slim pickings, and you've got a really strong Section 2 with Mount Lebanon and Upper St. Clair. So, I mean, there's no room for error.
Yeah, there's no room for error, and we'll see exactly. We'll try to get an update on that for our transit.
We do have an update. They are leading at the half right now, 23-17. That is our Newcastle Transit Authority out-of-town scoreboard. So they are ahead.
I do want to apologize to Jordan Kelly. It's not Keeley. I miswrote it down on my scorecard. It's Jordan Kelly, not Kelly. So my apologies for when he was in the game and pregame talking about different people who could fill in for Mike Gunn.
Stay tuned after the game tonight, too. We'll have our MVP Insurance, MVP of the Game Award, and the Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game Award as well. And then also just a reminder, with the WPIAL playoffs coming up next week at LC SportsNet, we're proud to offer over 100 high school sports broadcasts to watch live or archive for free. However, come playoff time, that's no longer the case because the video broadcasting rights during the WPIAL postseason belong to the NFHS network. So we'll be able to broadcast some of the playoff games free of charge to our viewers, but some will require to be broadcast exclusively on the NFHS website, which is a paid subscription-based service. For games that are available on NFHS only, we plan to continue to offer an audio-only broadcast for free to go along with these pay-per-view video streams, but we need your help to make that happen. So message us on social media or email Network General Manager James Dotson for more information. You can follow us on X, social media platforms all over the place. We'll have the information for you as to what we can do as far as that goes. Not sure what our schedule is going to look like yet because we got to wait for the brackets to come out. And of course, we got to wait for this week to finish for those to come out to find out who all is where. But we're going to definitely have some postseason action for you, and hopefully all the way through the WPIAL finals.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We're going to have both boys and girls basketball coming our way. Some great seeding, some great teams that we will be following. Hopefully we'll get the maximum amount in possible here for Lawrence County and continue to bring you the best coverage in the Whipple, in my opinion, that you're going to find. And there's no other better than the County of Champions here in Lawrence County.
Of course, the Union girls team is trying to defend its 1A title in basketball as well. Union boys got new banners hanging up here tonight at Cavelli Fieldhouse. Good production, good setting for high school basketball here in Lawrence County. Rochester gets it going right away to start the third quarter as Gorman inside is able to connect for 2 more.
Yeah, nice just a little pivot inside there for the Rams.
It's Thomas Gettings, Blakely, Stanley, and Jonke for the Scotties. Jonke, who was scoreless in the first half. They are really just going to say, hey, if you want to shoot that, go ahead.
Yeah, they're leaving Jonke open. And sooner or later, he has to just take a shot just to kind of even that defense out. I know he's a pass-first player, and he's done such a great job on the boards this year. But this is maybe one of the few games where he's going to need to take one shot or two shots here in this half, just kind of open up that defense.
There he is again, hands it back off to Thomas, down to 6:50 to go in the third. Rochester's defense doing an excellent job to negate this ball movement. Nothing really open for any of these Union guys on the floor.
There's a back cut.
There it is. Jonke to the rack. No, he gets tied up, got his own rebound. No, and the rebound's going to fall into the hands of Laurie.
He did a great play on that. Just a little too strong on both plays, but he made a nice rebound too. That effort's going to pay off throughout this ball game.
Rigby a three, and he got it.
Well, Rigby only scored 7 in the first matchup. He now has 10.
That makes it a 10-point lead for Rochester as Thomas gets it inside Jonke, trying to go around Hemer, and he got that one to fall.
Yeah, get the big guy down low, see what he can do.
Jonke's first 2 of the night, and Blakely pokes that away. Laurie dangerously up on that end line. Cross half court. 8-point lead Rochester, trying to split the season series, keep their section title hopes alive, and Laurie's going to bank it in.
That's first 2 for Laurie here tonight.
Thomas knifing through everybody off the window. Tough angle, no. Hemer the rebound.
Stolen by Blakely.
There is Jonke with it now, kicks it out. Passes it up, Blakely to Stanley, and he knocked down the three. Blakely another three, his second. And a timeout called by Union with 5:13 to go. Pontius Insurance timeout. First timeout called by the Scotties, and they have it down to 7 again.
Visit PontiusInsurance.com to request a quote for your auto, home, business, or life insurance. Get the best rates and customer service by calling the local agents at Pontius Insurance. And that's what they needed, that quick turnover that Blakely made, and then get the offense rolling and then finding him in the corner for that big three here, forcing the Rams into a timeout with 5:13 left here in the in the third quarter.
Hemer, Laurie, Gorman, Rigby, and Norman for Rochester. It's the same 4 plus Galmarini is back in for Union now with 5:13 to go in the third. And that one is tapped out of bounds. It'll stay with Rochester. Mark Stanley pacing that Union sideline as Rigby gets it off the inbound.
Show a little pressure in the backcourt.
Hemer in the corner. Rigby cut it to the bucket, lays it in. The basket counts and a foul.
Yeah, Rigby got that step in front, and Gettings was just trailing him. He just went up high on him, got part of the hand as he went into the basket for the 2.
He is just slippery. I mean, he moves so well without the ball.
His first step is impressive.
And he has gotten lost a couple of times for this Union defense to track tonight. He's got 6 in the quarter, and it's a 10-point lead again. Union's done so much work to get this thing down to 5 at times, and then it goes right back up to 10. Scotty's trying to answer once again, and there's the guy they maybe need to get it going, is Stanley. Blakely thought about it, passed it up for Thomas. 4:40 to go in the third. Gettings over to Stanley. Laurie guards him. Lucas goes to his left. Floater in traffic. No. Hemer out-muscles him for the rebound. And they just continue to outwork Union on the glass.
That has been the key here tonight. That first step again.
There it is. All the way to the bucket, lays it in. 4 points in the quarter for Laurie. It's a 12-point lead, and that one's knocked out of bounds by Laurie. Stays with Union with 4:09 to go. Dane Jonke is back in for Union. Dom Guido is in for Rochester. Going 21s on the floor. Inbound up top, Stanley. Went to the floor, kept the dribble alive, and then falls down again, tied up. We got a jump ball, and the arrow favors Union. Blakely will inbound it with 4:04 to go. Thomas, good spin move by Braylon. The contact, but he traveled.
Yeah, they just can't seem to get the footing going today. Here for Union, every time they make a move, they get a little mistake that cost them.
Rigby to the bucket, stripped from behind by Galmarini. He's going to stay on the Rochester side with 3:48 to go in the third.
What's amazing is you haven't seen Union really been able to get any good quality looks here in the second half from outside, beyond the arc.
Rigby, a pull-up three, no. Loose, Rigby's going to come up with his own rebound. Goes right back to the bucket, is stripped.
Yeah, Stanley got his hands in there and knocked it away.
Here comes Stanley the other way, trying to take charge, too strong. Gorman pulls in the rebound. There's a little pressure defense, and a double dribble forced by the Union defense. And they'll get it back with 3:27 to go in the third. Landon Eckert is back in. Galmarini will take a seat.
And someone's going to have to step up here for Union. Obviously, it's just been kind of Thomas and Stanley and Blakely. But one of the other contributors that we've seen throughout the season needs to come up. Obviously, you mentioned earlier, missing Mike Gunn has definitely changed the rotation here tonight.
Well, for nothing else, just to have a fresher body in there, too.
Right.
Blakely. And have somebody who's a little fresher to spell some of these guys. Stanley gets a clean look, shakes away from Heemer, no. Blakely the rebound, kicks it out. Thomas three, boy, they need it, they got it.
And Thomas with 9, but that was a good ball movement.
Heemer saves it. Guido off the glass and in.
Right place, right time. As Heemer was falling out, he finds Guido for that easy two.
Stanley, again a runner, no. Tipped by Jonke.
Just
loose,
a lid
Stanley
today.
got it. Stanley kicks it out to Eckert. Eckert got loose. Jonke baseline jumper is good. Jonke's got 4 here in the third. Back down to 9. They got to stop the ball, and a timeout called by Sean Keaton and Rochester. It's a Pontius Insurance timeout with 2:12 to go in the third quarter.
Let's take a 30-second timeout. You're watching LC SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Nominations are now being accepted for the LCAP Team of the Month and the LGKG Male and Female Athlete of the Month. Log on to lcsportsnet.com/awards to nominate your favorite team or athlete today.
It tells the story.
Close enough, yeah. Rochester's are pretty, I might have missed like 2 for Union.
And we're back.
There is 2:12 to go here in the third, with Rochester up by 9. And Union just needs to get some stops here defensively, and they got to get, I mean, really, anybody can take charge in this game. You keep looking for Stanley. He's trying to get himself some looks here in the last couple of minutes.
That's exactly it. I mean, Jonke's come alive here in the third quarter, which is important. They need another outlet to kind of open up that outside where you can get like a Braylon Thomas open for that three like they had earlier in this quarter. But right now, defensively, they got to just man up and make the right plays and get that rebound. Limit the Rams to just one shot.
Rigby with it, has the hot hand in the third, loses Thomas, little off balance, no. Rebound, tipped around, still controlled by Rochester as Guido tipped it out of there, another rebound for the Rams. Inside, off balance, and hitting the deck is Laurie, and Thomas comes up with a big rebound for Union. The other way, Braylon, no, and Hemer the rebound for Rochester.
Yeah, Thomas a little out of control there, just running down court by himself. Weaving didn't give himself a lot of room to make that shot.
Rochester is crushing Union on the glass in this game, and they lead it by 9. Little runner by Gorman, he's fouled, and then we'll shoot 2. Foul should be on Stanley, it is. That'll be his second, rather his first. Team's first of the third. Gorman 2 for 2 tonight, make it 3 for 3.
Neither team in foul trouble at all. Matter of fact, only 2 fouls tonight in the third quarter, both of them on Union.
And that one off the mark as Jonke collects the rebound. Stanley, little step back. That one's too strong, and the rebound, Laurie. 70 seconds to go in the third. 10-point lead still for Rochester. They have led from start all the way through so far. Guido in traffic, no, and the foul.
Right now, Rochester's doing what they can to penetrate and really force this defense to collapse. They're collecting the fouls, and they're getting to the line.
Fouls on Blakely, his first. And in and out for Guido.
Well, what they have been is a little fortunate here that the Rams haven't been able to hit their foul shots here.
Second one is good. Don Guido 3 points off the bench. He'll take a seat. And it's an 11-point lead with under a minute to go in the third. Thomas to the bucket, no, and Hemer the rebound again. Norman pitches it up ahead, inside, Hemer on the block around Jonke, too strong, Thomas the rebound. Braylon the other way, puts it in another gear in the lane in traffic, the basket counts and a foul for Braylon Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas now in double figures with 11. Looking for 12 at the line, and that's what they needed, a three-point opportunity here. Try to cut into this Rams lead.
Fouls on Gorman is second, just the first on Rochester here in the third. Braylon's free throw attempt rolls around and falls out, and Gorman gets the rebound.
That's been the story of tonight, the rebounds.
Norman the other way. I think he just got too far to the bucket. Hemer collected it, and he is fouled.
Yeah. Garmorini was there, that is Blakely was there behind him. He got a little bit of the body into it, got a lot of ball, but Jarrett's trailed it with a little body touch, and that was where the foul was called.
31-18 on the glass in favor of Rochester. And a lot of that is Hemer and Gorman inside, and we talked about the height.
Yeah.
In the pregame show, and it has been a factor here in this game. Eckert back in, and he'll replace Gettings for the next 25 seconds. Guido is back in place of Laurie. One more for Jaden Hemer.
He missed them both.
Yes, he did, as Stanley is able to get that one.
See if they hold it here for the last shot here in the third quarter.
They can cut this to as little as 6. Down to 10. Gettings, nothing available. Stanley has it down to 5. Lucas drives through the lane, off the window, no. Gorman, he pounds the wall to Stanley. No call, and that is how the third quarter comes to a close. Rochester maintaining its lead, 41-32, 8 minutes to decide, potentially, and really will decide a Section 1 title here in Class 1A. This is boys high school basketball on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
When you're looking for quality concrete services, contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
And there it is, the state championship banner for the girls basketball program. Of course, last year, the remarkable trip to Giant Center and that title win, and they are looking for more again this March. They will start their quest to defend the WPIAL title next week. Opponent to be determined as Norman starts it with the pitch inside to Gorman, off the window, no, and Thomas the rebound. There is a deep three by Galmarini, no. Blakely the rebound. (32-20) on the glass in favor of Rochester as we start the third. Their fourth, rather. That was through the third. And that one is tossed out of bounds.
Some scores to pass along to you on the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority. Aliquippa 72, Laurel 31. That's a final. Mohawk 68, Brighton 26. That's a final. We'll give you a couple more here in a moment.
Rigby to the bucket. Off the window. They wave it off.
Fouls on the court, on the floor before the shot. It's going to be against Galmarini.
For Rocco, that's his third. Back
at the
in
end
for Gettings.
Eric, at the end of the third quarter, Elwood City leads Beaver Falls 48-37. And midway through the third, Newcastle leads Pine Richmond 33-28.
Rigby, and that one's blocked by Jonke. Gettings collects the loose ball. Here comes Thomas the other way, floats it down the floor for Blakely. Union needs a bucket now. Inside, Jonke knocked away.
And they're going to tie it up. It'll stay with Union on the arrow. Every possession from this point out, the last 6:47, is going to be big for Union. They can't continue to be just too strong on the shots, either on the layups or from the three-point land, or any jump shot for that matter.
Thomas travel.
He's going to travel. Every time he does the pirouette, he's going to get called almost every time.
Comes Laurie for Rochester, hanging on to a 9-point lead. Thomas up on him defensively. Corner, Gorman. Lost it out of bounds. Poked there by Stanley, and it'll stay with Rochester with 6:22 to play.
Of course, those out-of-town scores are brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority. Going your way. Why drive when you can relax and ride? Daily rides to Pittsburgh and also routes all around Lawrence County.
Rigby off the inbound, flips it up top to Laurie. Laurie backs away as Jonke is out on him near half court. Tough screen by Hemer. Laurie drives off balance, no. Stanley tips the rebound to himself.
Look down court, there it is, big pass.
And recovering Rigby strips Jonkey. It'll stay with Union with 6:01 to play.
Yeah, you got to give Stanley a lot of credit. Looked up court, seeing Jonkey down. He made a nice pass, got knocked away, but that's all right. It's going to stay with Union now. Like I said, each possession is going to matter. If you can get some easy buckets along the way in transition, you need them.
Thomas off the inbound with 5:57 to go. Scotties can win the section title with a win here tonight. Gettings out to Thomas, three-pointer in and out, and rebound Hemer.
And right now, Rochester just earning that board, really limiting Union to only one shot.
Rigby, and blocked by Jonkey, but Rigby is fouled.
You can get a preview of upcoming games across the county each week by tuning into the LC SportsNet Preview Podcast Show delivered by Penn Ohio Bottled Water. Let Penn Ohio Bottled Water do the heavy lifting and bring you refreshing water to your door.
Rigby's first one is good. 14 for Xavier Rigby tonight, the 6-foot senior.
He's doubled his output from the last time these two schools met.
And he and Hemer non-factors in that game, really. I mean,
yeah.
Union really took control of that game in the middle two quarters tonight. They've been unable to get on track. Jonkey will fire a three. That one's off the mark, got his own rebound, waits, puts the runner back up. No, tip by Stanley, and a nice job by Stanley, but could not save it off of Guido, and it's going to be back to Rochester with 5:23 to go. Gorman lost the ball. It's picked up by Rigby.
Ball's just finding the Rams here tonight. Every loose ball has gone their way.
Rigby, runner, too strong. Rebound Stanley.
Down about 5 minutes here to play.
Stanley pull up three on the way. No. Rebound loose. Controlled by Jonkey out to Thomas. Stanley again. Guarded by Gorman. Trying to drive. Kicks it out. Blakely almost traveled. Couldn't hang on to it. Thomas hands it back off to Stanley. Lucas drives off the window, no, and Gorman the rebound again.
Gotta give the Rams a lot of credit. They've been keeping Union away from inside, and all their shots have been falling to the either short side of the rim or too strong off the backboard.
Thomas with a big steal. Braylon running, and he is fouled by Norman.
That's what they're going to need. They're going to need to penetrate and pick up some fouls here in the last 4:24. Trying to score from the line. This is a good free throw shooting team here in Union. If they can score with the clock still not moving, that's an advantage here for Union.
Thomas makes the first. Braylon has 12 tonight. Cuts it back to 10. 65% free throw shooter, right around a scoring average of 13.9. And they got both. Nine-point lead. Gorman the other way to make it 11 again.
Yeah, nice little Euro step to get inside. Made a nice easy bucket there for Gorman.
9 for Brady Gorman tonight. Thomas, spin move, lane, floater, no. Got his own miss, put it back off the square and in.
Defense is going to be huge here for Union. They're going to have to limit him to one shot or less.
Hemer through traffic, they let him play, but Gorman taps it back in.
Well, those second shots have just been everywhere here tonight for the Rams.
11-point lead for Rochester, 3.5 to go. Jonkey, Blakely, head fake. They react quickly to him. Hands it back off to Stanley. Lucas and a hard shoulder by Gorman. It's out of bounds, stays with Union with 3:19 to go.
Union really hasn't been able to put any type of run here together tonight. Every time they get a big shot, the Rams have answered with a little mini run of their own, either 2 to 4 to 5 points.
3:10 to go. And
we
got
got
to
to push off the ball.
Away from the ball. It's going to be on Stanley, it looks like. It's either Stanley or Galmarini. It's Galmarini. That's his fourth. Third on Union here in the fourth quarter. And nothing left to lose right now for Mark Stanley. He's going to leave Galmarini in. He goes right after it and almost saved it after swiping that away on the inbound. Inbound, Laurie. Galmarini takes a swipe at him again. Laurie got rid of it, but Stanley's there. Up ahead it goes Thomas. 1-on-2, and he's fouled.
Once again, get the ball out front. Let Thomas create the time. Unable to get the two-pointer, but again, picks up the foul. And will be at the line, try to get this under double digits again. Thomas with 14 here tonight as he goes to the line.
It's just so much work it's taken this Union team to just stay afloat in this game, and they just cannot break through.
They have just been unable really to put any type of run together tonight.
And Thomas gets it to 9. That one's out of bounds. It'll stay with Rochester. 2:56 to go. Union's going to have to start getting some stops here.
There's another fast break opportunity.
Up ahead, Hemer lays it in.
Defensive lapse here for Union. Is just unable to stop these little runs.
Jonke, a little repositioning, and lays it off the window. Down to 9 with 2:34 to go. So 3 possessions, still time. This is the end of the floor, though, that Union needs to play, and they get the big turnover. Blakely, Stanley, and now Gettings with 2:18 to play.
You don't need a 3 here. You just need to convert. If you get a great look, fantastic, take it. But bottom line is you want to run a nice play here and get a good, solid shot.
This is the guy you look for, though. He's been red hot the last 3 games, and they are allowing nothing as Thomas fires the 3, and Braylon hits it.
19 here for Thomas.
They go a little full court off the inbound. It's down to 6.
And we're going to get a foul here, not a tie-up. I think they're going to get Gettings.
Got a timeout as well.
This is a Pontus Insurance timeout. With 1:51 remaining. The 3 officials will go over and discuss it here.
They still not put a foul up on the board.
That's what I think they're discussing.
Rochester, after tonight, closes out with Western Beaver, and then they have OLSH, Our Lady of Sacred Heart, on the 12th. Now, the final night of the regular season is the 9th, and that is the final, that's Friday night, that is the final conference game or section game. Union, meanwhile, would need Rochester, if the score holds here, to lose that game and then beat Avella on the road on Friday night. So not out of the, in the mathematical sense, out of the realm here, but Union's got some work to do the next 145. They're trying to hang on and win this thing here. As Gettings, or rather Blakely, is going to get called for the foul that time. That's the second.
Yeah, it's time now to get these fouls up and then try to extend this game here with the minute 43 to play here for Union as they trail by 6.
For Blakely, that is his 3rd.
One more, they will be in the bonus here for the Rams.
Backcourt they go to Rigby with 1:40 to go. Rigby to the bucket. No, and he's fouled.
And I'll get that on Gettings one more time. That's his second.
Rigby back to the line.
And these are Castle Asphalt bonus free throws.
Rigby missing the front end. So it's still a 2-possession game. Rigby can change that if he makes this one, and he will. Thomas across half court. 7-point lead, under 90 seconds to go. Blakely. Inside, Stanley kicks it out. Galmarini a 3, too long. Rebound, Blakely keeps it alive. Thomas deep 3 on the way, short. Rebound, Blakely. Grayson goes up, and he is fouled by Gorman.
That's what they needed. To get it inside, draw the foul, and put Grayson at the line.
Blakely a 50% free throw shooter this season.
Put the first one in.
Big free throws here, down to 6. Once again, 70 seconds to go. Got them both.
Again, now it's time for the defense.
Timeout called by Mark Stanley at 30. Pontius Insurance timeout. That is the second called by Union. They got 3 left.
Here we are in Castle Asphalt bonus free throw time. Castle Asphalt provides commercial and residential asphalt paving, commercial site work, and commercial line striping. Visit castleasphalt.com for more information and request a free estimate. And coming up after the game, of course, we'll have the Maley Chiropractic play of the game and the MVP Insurance MVP of the game.
Let's see what Union does here with 70 seconds left. They could, not sure you have to foul just yet. How much time does Mark Stanley want to save? Down by 5. Probably play a little defense here, and that looks like what they're going to do here to start the possession anyway. Blakely and little.
They're going to get Blakely on the reach in there, and they'll put Norman at the line.
Grayson's 4th. Good possession defensively there. I mean, you don't have to go for the foul right away. It's only 5 points, and Norman misses the front end. Galmarini is back in. Jonke is out.
You don't mind trading 1s for 2s and 3s if you can do it.
Second one by Norman, no good. Rebound collected by Thomas. Here we go. Blakely hands it off. Thomas drives through traffic, and he will shoot 2.
Yeah, Thomas in the second half has just come alive, driving to the hoop, drawing the fouls, getting to the line.
4th foul on Rochester, and that
Thomas is a 64% free throw shooter coming into tonight's action.
3rd on Laurie. Big ones here to make it a 1-possession game for Braylon. First one no good. Jonke back in. He is on the blocks. Second one by Thomas is good.
Thomas now with 20 and a timeout on the court taken here by Union.
2 left for the Scotties. What do you do here the next 52 seconds? Again, don't have to foul right away. You got time.
No, I imagine they're going to come out and press on the inbound pass, try to get the steal and try to get the trap and see if you can cause the turnover and try to get an easy bucket here. But you're right, there's plenty of time. But one thing we've noticed here in the second half is the Rams have had trouble at the line. So if you continue, worst case scenario, send them to the line. Hopefully they only get one or they'll miss two like they have here recently, and you'll have that opportunity. Again, you don't mind trading 1 for 2s and 3s. What you don't want to do is trade 2 for 2s and 3s for 3s.
Again, Union has Avella on Friday night. Rochester will finish up section play with Western Beaver, and then they're scheduled Monday to take on Olsh. That will be a non-section matchup. A couple teams still have games scheduled for next Monday. Of course, we're all waiting for the WPIAL brackets to pop out and all the seeds to be locked up. Rigby near half court. Stanley picked him off, and then he gets the timeout. 44 seconds left.
Great play there by Lucas Stanley. Not only getting the steal, but looking at the official right away, signaling timeout and getting it to get the possession here. As you mentioned, with just over 44.4 seconds left here. What a huge play there by the junior in Lucas Stanley.
One timeout left for Union with 44.4 seconds left. They can cut this down to 1. They don't need to go for a 3.
Again, what you want to do is run the offense, obviously outside the arc. If you got a good look, if it's Braylon, if it's Lucas, if it's Grayson, you want to take it if it's there, but you don't want to force it. You want to work it inside. Obviously, Braylon has been very good getting inside the paint and drawing the foul and getting to the line and converting. That, obviously Stanley, an 84% shooter from the line. You want to get him the ball and see if he can get fouled. Maybe he can convert a traditional three-point play. Those are the things you're looking for here, but you don't have a lot of time. You've got to make sure you are efficient with the ball.
Blakely goes to Thomas in the backcourt. Down to 40 seconds to go. Union trying to win the section title, and we're going to get a foul. And if that is on Laurie, and it appears it is, that's going to be the 5th on Rochester.
They're discussing it now. I'm not sure they showed it. Yes, it is. So he'll foul out of the game. Well, they're saying it's only his 3rd.
Well, it's actually his 4th. They got to correct that. That is his 4th. His 3rd was the last one he picked up. Free throw off the mark. That is Eckert at the line.
Both teams now in the bonus.
Big free throw here because, again, Union would not have to foul. They could play defense. Eckert got it. And a timeout called by Mark Stanley. Nope,
no timeout.
Yep. Thought he had called one there for a minute. They don't have to play, and they do.
They do foul right away with Stanley. That should be his 2nd. And 2 shots coming up here for Norman.
Now, they got the right guy on the line. Norman misses the front end. 0 for 3 here in the 4th quarter. Big one here for Norman. And the second one goes.
Timeout Rochester.
1 left for Sean Keaton and the Rams.
His Ponce Insurance timeout with 34 seconds remaining. Visit PonceInsurance.com to request a quote for your auto, home, business, or life insurance. Get the best rates and customer service by calling local agents at Ponce Insurance. Yeah, this is a huge timeout here just to get your footing. You're down by 4 here. They made 1 of 2. Obviously, you want to get a quick shot here if you can do it. I assume here, Eric, because you want to be able to either crash the board, get the rebound if you miss it, or B, you want to be able to then, get the points and convert from, like I said, even if it's 2, You gave up one on that end, get two here, and then put yourself in defensive position.
Well, Union, trying to extend the game there, they probably could have played that possession a little bit more without fouling, too. They did put the right guy on the line in Norman. I mean, that is critical, but he did make it a two-possession game with 34 seconds left. Still don't have to go for a three, but it's at some point you might just have to play some defense and try to get a stop and then foul and leave yourself enough time late. Thomas will get it off the inbound. 30 seconds to go. Union down by 4. And get it to Stanley. Laurie comes out to guard him. Stanley drives. Stanley off balance. Throws it up. No good. And Gorman collects the rebound. And then he is fouled. Take your pick. It's either Jonke or Stanley. And we will go the other way and shoot two. That foul is on Dane Jonke.
That's his third.
Gorman a chance to really ice it.
Yeah,
so
Gorman's been big on the boards all night.
And he
misses
it.
End. Going to stay alive, yeah.
It's going to stay a two-possession game with 17 seconds left.
This is a huge rebound opportunity. And you can see that they brought Hemer back in case he can get an offensive board if they miss this.
Second one, good.
12 for Gorman.
Thomas rushes down, three-pointer, no. Rebound, Hemer, and he is tied up.
That just should about do it here.
And Rochester is going to take a one-game lead in Section 1 of Single-A boys basketball in the WPIAL into the final night of section play on Friday night. Faint chance for Union. They're going to have to beat Avella Friday night and hope that Rochester stumbles as Hemer misses the front end against Western Beaver. And that game is at home for Rochester. Western Beaver is only 3-16 overall. And Hemer puts this one on ice with 8.6 to go, really for all intent and purposes. Still, yes, just a two-possession game.
Yeah, the only chance you would have is a quick three here and then possible a steal on the inbound pass.
Thomas fires from just inside half court. Rebound is loose. Laurie grabs it up ahead to Norman. And Rochester comes on the road and gets a huge win over Union, 53-47. And the Rams take a one-game lead in section play at 8-1. Union falls to 7-2. These two teams have one game left. Only chance Rochester, or rather Union's going to have to win the section is if Rochester slips up. They go tied at the end after Friday night. But a big, big win for the Rams on the road tonight by 6 over Union. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with our post-game show. We'll give out our MVP Insurance MVP of the Game award. We'll also give away the Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. And we'll give you the final stats before we get out of here. 6-point win for Rochester. You're watching boys high school basketball on the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
GEM building contractors and developers have a proven record of performance on any size project. They bring value, local craftsmanship, expert management to meet any challenge. From design construction, from inspection to budget estimation, GEM Builder has been building our community for 70 years.
For 20 years, Maley Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Maley Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Maley Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
When it comes to shopping for insurance, there are thousands of options out there. MVP Insurance proactively shops and compares your policies to find the best coverage and rate. Josh Madur and David Verratti want to provide you with the level of personalized service that you know that you are the MVP of their agency. They simplify insurance so you can live stress-free. Visit one of their locations in Zingleople or in New Springfield, Ohio. Call MVP for the win, proud sponsor of the MVP of the game on the Lawrence County SportsNet.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $30 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapy is necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Back here on our post-game show, Eric Thomas, Tim Continenz with you. Final score tonight, Rochester 53-47 over Union. Scotties fall to 11-10 overall, 7-2 in Section 1. Rochester improves to 14-5, and they go to 8-1 in the section. So it comes down to Friday night. If Union's going to have any shot to win the section, they would need Rochester to lose to Western Beaver and then Union to beat Avella. Let's look at our scoring recap tonight, brought to you by Creative Edge, where design and construction come together with experience from concept to creation. They combine their extensive construction experience with creative design to make your project a reality. Fully licensed and insured architecture and construction management services. Call 724-652-1372 for more information. For Rochester tonight, they were led by Xavier Rigby, who had 16, 12 for Brady Gorman, 11 for Javen Hemmer, 7 for Jaden Norman, 4 for Antonio Laurie, and 3 for Dom Guido off the bench. All adds up to 53 points tonight for the Rams. Jeremiah Haskins played but did not score for Rochester. For Union tonight, they were led by Braylon Thomas, 21 points, 10 for Grayson Blakely, 7 for Lucas Stanley, 6 for Dane Johnke, 2 for Andrew Gettings, and 1 for Landon Eckert. Mike Gunn not available tonight as he was out of the lineup, so they played pretty much everybody that they wanted to as far as rotation goes. I mean, you have to figure it somewhere along the line. Mike Gunn's presence probably helps just from a fresh body perspective, but the story of this game, Tim, was the fact that Union early on in this game just could not get anything to fall.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a little on the basket here tonight. It just would not go their way, and then the rebound deficiency tonight here for Union was really another story of the game, where they were just unable to, limit Rochester to 1 or 2 shots, and you got to give it up to Hemmer and Gorman, who had big games defensively, getting those rebounds here for the Rams here tonight. And you got to remember, Rigby and Hemmer in the last meeting were held to only 7 points each, and the total of only 36 points for the game. They scored 53 tonight. That's a plus 17 difference for them in these two matchups, and that was on the road. So that's pretty impressive performance here tonight when you look at what Xavier Rigby did with 16 points and Gorman with 12. And then, of course, we're talking about Hemer, who had 11 here tonight. So a big combination of those three really led the way here tonight for the Rams to get this big win on the road.
12 of 13, 12 of their last 13 for Rochester as far as wins go. Let's give away some awards here tonight. Our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game Award. Maley Chiropractic is proud to present the Play of the Game Award to Braylon Thomas of Union. Maley Chiropractic and the Lawrence County Sports Center proud to honor Braylon for tonight's Play of the Game. He'll receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of tonight's Play of the Game. Video of tonight's Play of the Game may also be featured on the Trib Live High School Sports Network's standout platform on X and Instagram. To view tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game and the full list of this season's top plays, go online to lcsportsnet.com and click on Play of the Game. Congratulations to Braylon Thomas for tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. That was the big three-pointer that got Union to within 6, and then they were kind of hanging around and trying to find a bucket and get a stop defensively, but without that three, Union really would not have had a chance down the stretch to try to extend this game as much as they possibly did, which leads us to, drum roll please, MVP Insurance MVP of the Game Award. MVP Insurance is proud to present the MVP of the Game Award to Braylon Thomas of Union. MVP Insurance and the Lawrence County SportsNet are proud to honor Braylon as tonight's MVP of the game. He'll receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being named tonight's MVP of the game. To view a full list of this year's game MVPs, go online to lcsportsnet.com and click on MVP of the game. Congratulations to the incredible Braylon Thomas for being named tonight's MVP of the game. MVP Insurance, call MVP for the win. Union's got to beat Avella, and Rochester has to lose to a 3-win Western Beaver team on Friday for the Scotties to have any shot to win the section.
Yeah, it's not promising outcomes coming away, but you got to give up to the Rams, who knew what they had to do to come into Union here and Gavelli Fieldhouse and come away with the win, and they did that here tonight. And they were led by Xavier Rigby along the way, and you got to give a lot of credit to what they did. But, you know, a story of tonight's game was just the inability to really hit any shots, getting any runs here offensively for Union. They fought for every point they got today, all 47 they really fought for. And then you really look at, you know, Lucas Stanley. He was having big nights, night after night after night for the last 2-3 weeks. Tonight, he only had 7 points.
Newcastle Transit out of town. Newcastle Transit Authority out of town scoreboard tonight. Aliquippa defeats Laurel 72-31. Mohawk over New Brighton 68-26. Elwood was leading Beaver Falls 48-37 through 3. And then the big game tonight that we were keeping our eye on, Newcastle was up by 7 at last report with 90 seconds to go in that game. So that is huge. They get Seneca Valley on Friday night, which will take me to our schedule the rest of the week. So we have Neshannock and Beaver Falls girls coming your way on Thursday night. That is going to be for the section crown. Neshannock can wrap that up. They already beat Beaver Falls this season. We'll have that game for you coming up tonight, or rather Thursday night at 6:30. Lee and Jay Moan will be on the call of that one. 6:30 at Beaver Falls. You can watch that game live on lcsportsnet.com. And then Friday night, boys doubleheader, 7:30, Neshannock at Mohawk. That'll be myself and Ty Polk with you on the call for that one. 7:30 tip there. And then Tim and James Dotson will have the call from Newcastle as Newcastle will close out the section play against Seneca Valley.
And one more score to pass on as Elwood City coming away with a win here tonight, 64-47.
That's a big win for Elwood City. Newcastle in a chance. They needed to win that tonight to keep the playoff hopes alive. They'll probably have to win on Friday night too, Seneca Valley. But
it comes down to they have to win them both and then and see what happens. And there's basically the only outcome they have is to win tonight and Friday, and then just see where the chips fall. See if they can get that fourth place seed and get into the tournament. I've always said this about basketball tournaments, and I'm sure you probably agree with me. A lot of times when you have a quality team, you just want to get in the tournament.
Yep.
Because then you know you can make a run.
That's right.
After the first round, all the games are going to be on neutral sites, so that'll make a big difference too.
Certainly will. This Union team is going to be in the 1A playoffs. They just await their playoff fate as far as where they go, who they play. Brackets released on Monday. They still got work to do, though. Avella on Friday night to close out the regular season. And then if they get some help from Western Beaver, they could be the section champs. They would have the tiebreaker, or rather they would split, and then we'll see what the tiebreaker ends up being. But their best chance to win the section is to win and then get a Rochester loss. They both finish with the same section record. So we'll see what happens there. We'll keep track of all that for you on Friday at our various sites. Again, Friday night, Mohawk, Neshannock boys, and Newcastle and Seneca Valley. And Thursday night, the girls section title game, Neshannock at Beaver Falls. That one will come your way live on Thursday night. For my partner, Tim Continenza, we will talk to you later on this week. It was a big win tonight for Rochester, 53-47 over Union.
One last score to pass on. The Canes up by 7 with 22 seconds left.
All right, so Newcastle in good shape tonight, and then they'll be in a win and presumably get-in situation on Friday night. We'll see what happens, but they got to win that tonight, finish that tonight, and then win on Friday night to potentially get into the WPIAL playoffs. We'll talk to you then. Have a great rest of your night. Take care, and bye-bye.